So the next part of our tulip project right here, we're going to be working on our base, and that's going to be the part that's going to hold our stem and that our leaf part will sit on. And what we need to do is we need to pick out a block of wood. Most of these are 4 inches by 4 inches square. Some of them might be a little bit smaller. These happen to be made out of all scrap pieces. There's a variety of different species in here. This happens to be poplar, maple, red oak, cherry. So what you're going to do is you'll pick a piece out of here, and some of them will be stained, some of them will just be have oil put on them. We're going to go over that in the future, but anyways, I just want to show you how we're going to get started with this. So we happen to have our piece of wood, and what we're going to do is we're going to pick out our prettiest side and leave it up. Now this happens to be my prettiest side right here, but it has a piece of magic marker on it right here, like a Sharpie. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to sand that out, so I'm unfortunately going to have to leave this as my bottom. I'm going to lay out my top, and I want to put a hole right in the center. And in order to find the center, I'm going to take my ruler, and I'm going to go from corner to corner. And I don't need to go the whole way. I just have to mark out the center of my part like this. And I don't want to go super dark with my pencil line, because what I don't want to do is have to sand a whole bunch of that off later. I'm then going to take my scratch awl, line it up right here, and give it a light tap. That way it starts my center hole. What I'm then going to do is I'm going to come down over here, and I'm going to set this drill press up so that it goes through my block of wood and just below the surface of this scrap piece right here. So I'm going to take this here, I would move this down, I loosen up this black handle over here, I then take this inside collar right here and I rotate it all the way forward. I then hit and tighten this back up, come back over, and I can feel it stops right there. This way it won't drill all the way down through this table. This particular drill press happens to have a work light right here. It also does have a laser light that I could use to line that up. But we're going to do it the old-fashioned way and have our crosshairs right here. We have it center punched. We bring this particular piece down over here. We get it lined up. We put our safety glasses on. And we're going to hold this really good. Go nice and careful. We definitely want to hold this block of wood because we don't want it to start flinging around on us. All the way down, back up, off, let it come to a complete stop. Bring it off. Looks very nice. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to take a piece of 120 grit sandpaper. We would fold it up, and we're going to start sanding this. When sanding this project, we want to go with our grain. So we'll sand this until it's smooth, until all of our pencil lines are off. I would have to go a little bit more, but you can see my pencil lines are already off. I'm going to carefully touch up my ends. And on the very top corners right here, I'm going to carefully round these over just a little bit. Nothing fancy. The next thing I'm going to do, so that I don't lose this project, is I'm going to stamp my name in the bottom. And I have a set of stamps over here. So I'm going to need my stamps, and I'll need a hammer. And I'll pick up my initials here. Here's an M. Let's find a B. B. And what period is this, guys?
5.
5, okay. So I'm going to find the number 5. Is it an A or B day?
A.
A. It's a B. thing that I'd want to do with this is, since I'm stamping this, it's possible that I could stamp it with the letters upside down. If I stamped the M upside down, it would look like a W. So I have a scrap piece right here, and I'm going to practice on my scrap piece before I put on my good block of wood. So I believe it goes like this. Put my glasses on. Here's what we don't want to do. We don't want to just tap it all around, because it's going to look like blurry vision. You want to hold it down, right? Good and strong. If I go to pick this up, I'm actually holding it down. So I hold it down, put my hammer here, one hit. That's good. M. So put this right here. M. I believe my B should be like this. Yep. Yep. 5, I think, should be like this. Yep. 5. And since it's a letter A day. Beautiful. Now I didn't swing so hard that it put the whole outline of this in, but hard enough so that the initials are in there very nice. Can we see that in the frame? The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to burn these in using this wood burner over here. And notice how the wood burner is sitting on a metal pan. We don't want to leave it on a wooden table or on a cloth mat where it could catch on fire. And this is very hot out here, so we don't want to touch that at all. I'm just going to take this. Now, should I sand my bottom too? Would that be a good idea? What do you think? Yeah. May as well make the whole thing look nice. But for time, I didn't sand my bottom. I just wanted to show you guys how this kind of works. I then take this nice hot thing, put it back over here. See how it turned out. Can we see that in the frame? Look good? Can you see it? So that's all that we did to it. We went over a whole bunch of steps. Obviously, we'd have to sand this thing up a little bit more. We just used 120 grit on it. We'll eventually work our way up to some 150. And on some of these, not the oak, but on some of the other species, we'll probably work up to a 220. And then we'll learn how to stain it, and put some polyurethane on it and all that stuff next. So this is a pretty easy step, and I think we'll be in good shape.